Alrighty, so we are playing 007 Agent Under Fire.
James Bond movies. I haven't seen nearly enough of them to have a really good opinion of the series, but all I've seen I've really liked.
Oh,
I saw the one with
James Bond?
Christopher Lee.
Oh, the man with the golden gun.
That one I just recently watched, and that was really fun.
Are you getting into the James Bond or movies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I remember watching them as a kid, but never like actually sitting and watching them all the way through, just bits and pieces. And I enjoyed them, but when I was a kid, I was way more interested in like animated shows.
Yeah, well, that's like the same with us. Like, my favorite memory of watching James Bond movies is just exactly what you said. Not really sitting down and watching the whole movie, but you think bits and pieces of it on like Thanksgiving Bondathon or the 007 Days of Christmas on Spike TV. You remember that, Johnny?
mm-hmm.
It's
I
like
miss when
they had
TV used to do
marathons
things
on.
like that.
Yeah, and they would play James Bond
Oh,
movies
yeah.
24/7 for like the last week of Christmas, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And we'd just poke in and out, flipping back and forth in channels, watching it. Like if it'd go on commercial or something, we'd go downstairs and play a James Bond game, come back to it, and, like, come back to it and be on a whole other movie or something. We just kind of in and out, but we just enjoy the action sequences and stuff, like, or the characters like Jaws or something.
Yeah.
Like if it was a Roger Moore movie, we'd be expecting that.
Roger Moore.
Joe Moore? I never did like the control setup in this one.
All of them are kind of tough to get used to. That's why I never got far in them.
I kind of want to watch Johnny play this because I know I'm going to be horrible on that controller.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like the controls in this game.
Oh, is this the one with the submarine? Like the lady is tied to the submarine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's this
yeah.
level, actually.
Yeah, because I only played like this level and the next one. That's as
It's
far as I
the one
could
with the
get.
submarine. The one level that I played from this game.
Yeah, because I never got very far.
Yeah.
I remember this being ridiculously hard.
It wasn't until Everything or Nothing came out that they really perfected the controls. Because right now, he's just kind of freeballing the aiming.
Yeah.
But,
What about GoldenEye? How was that for controls? Because I never played that much as a kid.
Pretty much the same as this, I guess. You just kind of freely move your aim around.
Oh my god.
In Everything or Nothing, it added auto aim.
My absolute favorite memory of this game was getting the homing missile things. The one where you like go into a camera and control the missile moving around.
Yeah.
And just staying, like, playing two-player.
Oh, yeah.
And staying really far away from one another and just shooting those at each other.
Wasn't that Nightfire?
It might have been Nightfire. I remember playing
That was
more.
Nightfire.
I remember playing way more two-player in Nightfire because they had goofy things like that.
Okay, yeah.
And every single time you do something cool in this game, it gives you like
Bond moment.
Yeah.
Bond move. Whatever.
Put
You
on
went
double
this
armor.
way.
Put on the double
Yeah.
armor.
That's why, like, these games are really cool because you could play them, like you said, different ways, and you get like a Bond moment if you do this, or if you hide somewhere, they'll go right by you. So if you're smart with it, you could probably get through a lot of levels stealthily the whole way through.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite James Bond movie?
Yes, and that's as far as the conversation will go.
It's gonna end at
I definitely like a lot of the Pierce Brosnan ones. GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, World Is Not Enough. I mean, I know I'm in the minority. I like Die Another Day.
Was that the one where he? Was that the one where he was surfing on the avalanche?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people make fun of that one, but I never had a problem with it.
Nah, I definitely enjoyed it too. Another part of that movie that got a lot of crap for is the invisible car. Is kind of where they kind of went overboard with, I guess, as far as like critics go.
Yeah.
Well,
critics suck. I don't listen to critics.
Yeah, but it's James Bond, It's like it's fun, whatever.
Who's the best Bond? Charles Bronson?
Yeah, my favorite's Pierce Brosnan because at the time when
Not
we first
Sean
got
Connery.
not Sean Connery. When
Wow,
we first
that's
got into
surprising.
James Bond, Pierce Brosnan was the
Oh!
current Bond.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's
So
dead.
I think that's probably why, because
Yeah.
all the games were based around Brosnan's likeness.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of it too.
Those were the new ones coming out, and those are made for your generation to enjoy,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we actually even got into James Bond until after Die Another Day came out in 2002.
Yeah.
But at the time, he was still the current Bond before Daniel Craig was.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so we were playing James Bond games before Daniel Craig, but I'm pretty sure...
Oh, you're getting shot at.
But I'm pretty sure it was after
Not anymore.
Pierce Brosnan exited.
Yeah. So, what is your honest opinion of the Daniel Craig movies? Because they don't have any of the humor or fun aspects that any of the other James Bond movies did. Because they really went 180, because they got more and more ridiculous and over the top and goofy.
Yeah.
And then they just stopped, and then Daniel Craig came in.
Yeah,
and
like they
now
had to,
they're
like,
really
reboot
super
it.
serious.
Yeah.
So which do you prefer?
I don't want that gun.
I kind of I prefer the Brosnan ones because you know I kind of like the a hint of ridiculousness to them.
Yeah.
The Daniel Craig ones I really like Casino Royale, but then they started going off like way too much of like a dark side of James Bond's personal life.
There we go.
Yeah.
And it just got kind of like, okay, this is like a gritty, character of James Bond now. It's not as fun and exciting. But
I'm sure we'll think of something.
That's suggestive. What is this? For adults? I don't
So
think so.
Skyfall.
E10 plus. Oh, what Bond moment did I miss?
Probably one at the very end or something. Because I feel like you got them all before that.
No,
Ammo efficiency,
I know.
17%.
I know exactly what it is.
What is
you
that?
have to. You know how I use the claw at the beginning to go up over top? I still have to use the cryptor to open the door right in front of me.
Okay.
And
so you have to open the door and then not use it.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
But yeah, no, I think Skyfall is my favorite Daniel Craig movie.
He did 3, right?
He did 4, and he's about to do 5.
Oh, I didn't know there was another one coming out.
Yeah.
What was the 4th one? There was
Spectre.
Spectre, yeah, okay. That was the one with all the spookity guys.
The
I haven't
spooky
seen-
guy- Yeah.
Hold
Ross
the
Melton.
car steady, girl.
Mexico.
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace. I
Casino
remember when
Royale.
they were coming out. I haven't seen a single one yet, but they don't look interesting because there's no humor in it. It's just boring.
I don't think humor was a very strong part of James Bond. I mean, like, if you want to see cheesy humor, yeah, but I don't think it's really what made the James Bond
Really?
games.
Look at the
or
Christopher Lee
movies.
movie. There's
What?
a lot of goofiness in it.
Yeah, but I don't think it was intentional. I think it was supposed to be good, and it was just cheesy because it was like 70s James Bond movies.
Well, I think perhaps it wasn't intentional to be cheesy, but there's a campiness that was just evident in filmmaking at the time.
Oh yeah, I mean they definitely had their like comic relief moments.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a lot of them, and a lot of them were on purpose too. But I think another part of it was like sometimes like James Bond would have his one-liners
Yeah.
that were supposed to be like, "Ha, he's clever," but it just came off as cheesy.
Sometimes.
So they did away with that mostly in the Daniel Craig one. So it's like if they wanted like a comedic relief moment, it would actually come off as funny.
Yeah.
Whereas like, the Roger Moore
Turn left here.
or Sean Connery ones, you kind of might roll your eyes a little bit like, oh, geez. Whereas maybe in the 60s or 70s, audience members would be like, oh, that was great.
Well, I think there was a much smaller emphasis on it has to be super serious like it does now. Like everything has to be super serious and boring in order to be a movie. You can't have just a lighthearted, silly romp of a James Bond movie anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can't do a Pierce Brosnan James Bond type movie now.
Yeah. I saw an article about Pierce Brosnan. He was rated as the deadliest Bond.
Oh yeah, I'm
you
sure.
see that?
Because he just kills everything.
Yeah. I can't remember how
Men,
many
women, and
kills.
children.
I think it was like 120 something people hit, like was the body count for him.
That's more than most slasher
I'd
villains.
say it was because like throughout all of his movies, most of the action sequences would just be blowing stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Like tanks and stuff, just running through barriers.
Oh.
Knocking people over.
Oh, okay. That's a good sum up of his movies.
Yeah, basically.
Big freaking rocket launcher destroying everything.
That's another thing,
100
like,
people are in the crosshairs. He don't care.
Yeah, at the time, is Brosnan's era was like that's what 90s action movies were. It's just blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a product of that era.
Oh yeah.
So, but
they're all a
it's
product
still,
of their era.
Yeah. Yes. As far as Daniel Craig movies go, it's like it seems like every other one.
Roger Daltrey.
Every other Daniel Craig movie is good. but like everyone in between is like meh.
Yeah.
Like Casino Royale was really good. Quantum of Solace was.
Well, what do you find good about it? If there's no humor or like fun to be had, is it just the action?
The
that's
action sequences and the story wrapped around it is really good and entertaining.
Okay.
It keeps you like
so the story
invested
is
in
good.
it. Yeah, it's good and you can like follow it more. Then when you get into Quantum of Solace, it's a little more confusing, less action, more boring. And then Skyfall was, I think, the best of all of them. It was action packed the whole way through, and it was a good story.
There's Q.
Spectre.
Nice of you to join. R.
Oh, that's not Q.
Delayed.
Yeah. And Spectre was kind of long, drawn out, and boring, but it did have some action sequences, but not as good as Skyfall. And then the next one's gonna come out in I think 2020, I think.
Yeah.
And of course, a refrigerated beverage holder.
A rocket booster concealed behind the rear license plate, and of course,
There we go.
a refrigerated beverage holder.
Very good.
Do take care of this machine, 007.
It's been a long time since I played this game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
I could pick a favorite from each James Bond era.
Okay. What's your favorite from the Roger Daltrey era?
Roger Daltrey.
What's his name?
More.
He just took Timothy Dalton and
Timothy
Roger
Dalton.
Moore and just like spliced them together.
Yeah, what's your favorite from Timothy Dalton?
Well, you only got 2 to choose from.
Timothy Dalton, I honestly didn't really care for either. He was, I don't know. I want to say maybe License to Kill. Yeah, my favorite Roger Moore James Bond movie is The Spy Who Loved Me. Sean Connery's would be Goldfinger. George Lazenby, I didn't even watch.
You've never seen that?
I've never seen.
Neither
Her
have I.
I
Majesty's
watched
Secret
it
Service.
once.
I've never seen it.
You know, it's funny because me and Johnny don't care for it, even though we never really saw it. Well, he saw it, but
I watched it once, and it is the most boring. It is more boring than Quantum of Solace.
it's like a huge fan favorite, which I don't understand.
But
It's-
you've never
it's one
seen
of-
it, to be fair.
Well, okay, fine, to be fair, but you know, Johnny thinks every movie is great.
He's pretty easy to please.
He's pretty, yeah, Johnny, put it that way, he's easy to please. He's not a huge critic, so if he's saying that it's really boring and horrible, you know.
Yeah, actually,
Whatever.
now thinking about it, that means that it's bad.
Yeah. Let's see, yeah, then,
That's a fan favorite?
it's considered one of the best James Bond movies for some reason.
Really?
I don't. It's not,
it takes itself seriously.
I don't care for the actor. I don't care for the actor in it. I'm not really judging it for the story itself or whatever it is, but I don't really. He's my least favorite James Bond actor. I could tell without watching it. I could just tell.
I really hate the stereotype that it has to be really, really serious in order for it to be good. Like, comedies are looked down on. Like, everyone looks at the Pierce Brosnan era of James Bond as like, oh, the silly ones.
Yeah.
Everyone looks down at the comedy as if that brings it down, and
Yeah.
like comedy, you're just not allowed to enjoy it because it isn't super serious.
Yeah,
I hate
exactly.
that.
I know. Yeah, that was a huge movie at the deal. Or at
Yeah,
the time,
they're
though,
all
and-
super successful, aren't they?
Yeah, when GoldenEye came out, that almost won movie of the year. Toy Story beat it.
Yeah. Which is
Oh, come
Almost.
on.
crazy.
Yeah. I think it came in second for
There you go, that's
best
how you
film of
beat
the
it.
year.
I don't think I've ever beaten that. I might have watched other people beat it because I do remember this cutscene right here. Wow, that was the fastest level.